I'm going to rate a really popular TikToker's Trading 212 pie. So it's called the Freedom Fund pie and it's by the TikToker Neil Invests. If you want to know anything about UK finance, you would have come across his channel. He's actually a great guy. We've been communicating back and forth for well over a year now. I know him initially from YouTube, but he is bigger on TikTok. So let's have a look at what his pie holds. So he has 52% weighting towards the Invesco FTSE All-World, which is the FWRG. Very sensible guy and a very sensible fund here. It gives you exposure to basically the whole world. And then he has the Invesco S&P 500. So for me, that's having a lot of exposure already with the FWRG. That is already a high weighting towards the S&P 500. But Neil has added an extra S&P 500. Maybe he's more convinced that, you know, the Americas are going to be holding more of the gains in the future. Do remember that if I think the pie is good or if I think the pie is bad, this is not financial advice. And just because I think one way does not mean that you should be copying me. Overall, Neil is a very sensible guy in my opinion, especially when it comes to investing. He has a 5% weighting towards iShares physical gold, which, you know, could be again the words being sensible choice to be making in the future. But he also has individual stocks here, which is not something that I would generally associate with being sensible, but it is a very small amount. He has Microsoft at 2%. You know, I am not a stock picker, but Neil personally from his pie, you can see that he has a conviction that Microsoft might be good in the future. So he has a small amount of that. Again, overall, a lot of weighting towards the US with the FWRG and the S&P 500. However, he also has Realty Income at 2%, which is a good dividend payer if you're interested in those sort of things. Again, dividends are never guaranteed. Unilever too, again, dividend focused, and Lloyds Banking Group, which again, you know, dividend focused. Overall, I think it is, you know, the word sensible comes to mind when this portfolio is shown a lot of global, you know, exposure with a very small weighting towards individual stocks. You know, that's to me is a decent pie. If you would like to sign up to Trading 212 and receive a free fractional share worth up to £100, all you have to do is to go into the promo code section of the Trading 212 app and just enter my code JUBAIR.